Something brought you here, something you can't fully explain. Maybe it was curiosity, maybe it was hope. But at 11, Jesus turns ordinary moments into miracles. And right now, he is preparing to do something powerful in your life. Don't ignore this feeling, it's not random. So hear me now, there are only 99 seconds left. Not because I am bound by human clocks, and not because my power is limited by time, but because I am showing you urgency. I am showing you that a season is ending. I am showing you that delay is losing its authority over your life. I am showing you that what has felt frozen is beginning to move. I am showing you that what you thought was far away may be closer than you realize. My child, when I say there are only 99 seconds left, I'm speaking to the final stretch of your endurance. I'm speaking to those moments when you almost gave up, when you almost stopped believing, when you almost let your pain convince you that nothing would ever change. I saw the tears you hid from others. I saw the prayers you whispered when nobody else was around. I saw the exhaustion in your soul when you smiled before people but felt broken within yourself. I saw how many times you carried burdens you could not explain. I saw how many times you asked me, how much longer? And now I answer you, do not leave the field too early. Do not abandon hope in the final moments. Do not mistake silence for absence. Do not mistake waiting for rejection. The countdown is not to your destruction. The countdown is to your awakening. The countdown is to your shift. The countdown is to your realization that I have been working in places your eyes could not yet see. And hear this carefully. Archangel Michael says a stranger just sent you a huge money transfer. My child, do not rush past the meaning. Do not hear only with your natural ears. Listen with your spirit. Yes, I am the God who can provide financially. Yes, I am the God who can send provision from unexpected places. Yes, I am the God who can open doors no one expected to open. But this transfer is more than a transaction. This transfer represents release. It represents movement. It represents the breaking of resistance. It represents what has been held up now being sent forward. It represents provision, favor, restoration, access, and divine assistance arriving through channels you did not plan. For some, it may indeed be literal financial help. For others, it may be an opportunity, a connection, a cancelled burden, a strategy, a new source, or a door of increase that changes the course of your life. What matters most is this: what is coming to you did not come by accident. I have appointed its timing. Why a stranger, you ask? Why not someone familiar? Why not someone from your family, your friends, your circle, or your history? Because I am showing you that your source has never been man. Too often you expected help to come from the people around you, and when they failed you, your heart became discouraged. Too often you looked at closed human hands and assumed heaven was also closed. But I am not limited by people's loyalty, by people's awareness, by people's memory, or by people's willingness. I can use those who know your name, and I can use those who have never met you. I can send help from the place you stopped looking. I can cause favor to rise from where you expected nothing. I can command provision to come through unfamiliar doors so that when it arrives, you will know it was not man's kindness alone, but my hand moving on your behalf. My child, Archangel Michael, is not a symbol of confusion. Michael is a sign of heavenly battle, protection, and authority. When I allow the image of Michael in this word, I am showing you that there has been warfare around your peace, warfare around your confidence, warfare around your calling, warfare around your resources, warfare around your future. The pressure you felt was not random. The heaviness you carried was not meaningless. The unusual resistance you have faced was not proof that you were abandoned. It was evidence that something valuable was being contested. There are seasons when the enemy attacks hardest just before release. There are moments when darkness increases pressure because it senses movement in the spirit. But hear me clearly. What I have assigned to you cannot be stolen by fear unless you surrender it. What I have spoken over you cannot be cancelled by delay unless you agree with despair. What I am sending to you will arrive in my timing, and no resistance formed against my purpose will have the final word. This message about a huge money transfer is not an invitation to greed. It is not permission for fantasy. It is not a call to worship material things. It is a revelation of my ability to supply what is needed for the next part of your journey. Some of you have prayed only for survival, but I am teaching you about stewardship. Some of you asked only for enough to get by, but I am preparing you for greater responsibility. Some of you have been asking me to remove pressure while I have been building capacity within you. Understand this, my child. Provision is not only about possession. Provision is about assignment. When I send resources, I send them with purpose. When I release increase, I release it with meaning. When I open a door, I do not do so merely to impress you, but to position you. What I place in your hand is connected to what I am calling you to become. And yet, my child, I must also speak wisdom into your spirit. Not every message about sudden money is from me. Not every voice promising instant wealth carries truth. Not every stranger who appears is sent by heaven. Therefore remain discerning. I am not the author of manipulation, confusion, panic, or deception. My blessings do not require foolishness. My favor does not ask you to abandon wisdom. My provision does not come with the poison of chaos disguised as urgency. So if something appears before you, test it with peace, truth, and clarity. I am not calling you to be gullible. I am calling you to be spiritually awake. The deeper meaning of this word is not reckless excitement. The deeper meaning is readiness. I want your heart prepared, your mind sober, and your spirit aligned so that when true provision comes, you will recognize it without losing your balance. My child, there are many kinds of transfer. Sometimes it is financial. Sometimes it is emotional healing. Sometimes it is a transfer from fear into faith. Sometimes it is a transfer from dependency on people into dependency on me. Sometimes it is a transfer from obscurity into visibility, from confusion into understanding, from bondage into freedom, from rejection into acceptance, from surviving into building. Some of you keep waiting for a bank notification while I am already sending you wisdom that can create abundance. Some of you are looking only for cash while I am preparing a connection, an idea, a solution, a restoration, or a strategic opening that is worth more than a single payment. Do not limit my provision to the form you prefer. I know what you need at the deepest level, and I know how to send it at the right time. When I say only 99 seconds left, I am also speaking to your hesitation. For too long, fear has tried to sit where faith should be. For too long, disappointment has tried to define your expectations. For too long, old pain has tried to tell you that nothing good can happen quickly, nothing pure can arrive suddenly, and nothing meaningful can come without years more of sorrow. But I am the God who can turn moments around. I am the God who can do in one day what you thought would take 10 years. I am the God who can break cycles, rearrange outcomes, touch hearts, redirect paths, open doors, and shift atmospheres. What feels sudden to you has often been prepared in silence by me. You call it unexpected because you did not see it forming. But I was already moving before you noticed movement. I was already preparing answers before you finished asking questions. You must understand, my child, that one reason I speak this way is because your hope has been wounded. You have seen promises fail. You have watched people disappoint you. You have stood in places where you expected support and found silence instead. Some of you have given freely and received little in return. Some of you have stayed faithful while others advanced dishonestly. Some of you have worked hard, prayed hard, endured hard seasons, and still found yourselves asking why breakthrough seemed delayed. So now, when you hear of blessing, part of you wants to believe, but another part pulls back in self-protection. I see that conflict inside you. I see the tension between hope and caution. And I say to you, let me heal the part of you that no longer knows how to receive. Let me restore the inner place that learned to expect disappointment. Let me teach you again that divine kindness has not run out. My child, the stranger in this message also represents the unknown part of my plan. It represents the place you cannot predict. It represents the part of your future that is hidden from your control. You want me to explain every step before you walk it, but faith does not grow in total certainty. Faith grows where trust becomes stronger than fear. I have not told you everything because I want you to know me, not merely the map. I have not shown you every method because I want your security to rest in my character, not in your calculations. If I send help through an unexpected way, it is because I am teaching you that my creativity is greater than your planning. If I send blessing through a stranger, it is because I am reminding you that your life is not at the mercy of familiar systems. There are some listening to this whose greatest need is not money, but relief from constant internal warfare. So hear me, I am sending a transfer of peace into minds that have been crowded by anxiety. I am sending a transfer of strength into hearts that have grown tired. I am sending a transfer of courage into souls that have become hesitant. I am sending a transfer of vision into lives that have felt directionless. I am sending a transfer of dignity into people who have felt reduced by what they went through. I am sending a transfer of confidence into those who have lived too long under the shadow of rejection. This is why I say the message is bigger than finances. A bank account matters, but so does your inner life. Provision outside of you can help you, but transformation within you can sustain you. Still, I know some of my children have real financial burdens. I know some of you are carrying bills, debts, responsibilities, and pressures that seem relentless. I know the embarrassment some of you feel when your need has gone on longer than expected. I know what it is like for you to pray over numbers, invoices, and obligations. So hear this without shame. I care about what burdens you. I care about practical needs. I care about the weight you feel when resources seem too small for the demands before you. I'm not distant from that reality, but I also want to teach you that money is not your master and lack is not your identity. If I give you increase, do not let it replace your dependence on me. If I lead you through a lean place, do not let it convince you that I am absent. I remain God in abundance, and I remain God in waiting. My child, if I am speaking of a transfer, then I am also speaking of preparation. Are you ready for what you have been praying for? If relief comes, will you honor me in it? If increase comes, will you remain humble? If opportunity comes, will you be disciplined enough to carry it wisely? If help arrives, will you glorify the vessel, or will you remember the source? Many desire blessing, but not all are prepared for responsibility. Many ask for more, but ignore what they have already been entrusted with. Therefore, this word is not only promise, it is invitation. Come higher in maturity, come higher in stewardship, come higher in self-control, come higher in gratitude, come higher in wisdom, because I do not only want to place something in your hand, I want to shape the person holding it. Some of you are at the edge of a great inward shift. The true transfer is happening in your heart even now. I'm moving you from panic to peace. I am moving you from resentment to trust. I am moving you from obsession with who failed you into revelation of who has sustained you. I am moving you from chasing signs into knowing my voice. I am moving you from depending on human timing into honoring divine timing. This is why the countdown matters. It is not just about what is coming to you. It is about who you are becoming before it arrives. What use is an open door if your soul is too wounded to walk through it? What use is provision if your heart is still trapped in a mindset of defeat? What use is opportunity if you still believe you are unworthy of what I have spoken over you? So lift your eyes, my child. Your story is not over. Your waiting has not been wasted. Your tears have not been ignored. Your obedience has not gone unnoticed. I have been shaping things beneath the surface. I have been dealing with matters you could not reach. I have been arranging moments, restraining dangers, uncovering motives, protecting pathways, and preserving you for a season you do not yet fully understand. You thought all that existed was the silence in front of you, but there was movement beyond your sight. You thought the door was shut forever, but I was still preparing the key. You thought the answer had passed you by, but I was still aligning the hour. Therefore, do not hear this message as mere excitement. Hear it as instruction. Be ready, be prayerful, be discerning, be grateful before the evidence fully appears. Release bitterness. Release the names of those you thought had to help you. Release the timeline you forced upon yourself. Release the fear that says blessings only happen for others. Release the lie that delay means denial. Release the thought that I cannot still surprise you. I am God. I have not run out of ways to bless. I have not run out of doors to open. I have not run out of mercy, strategy, provision, or timing. And if you ask me what you should do in these 99 seconds, I will tell you this: quiet your spirit, surrender your fear, examine your heart, prepare your hands, honor what is already in front of you, walk with wisdom, stay alert, resist deception, keep your peace. Thank me in advance, not because you know every detail, but because you know my nature. I have never needed perfect conditions to move. I have never needed familiar people to carry out my plan. I have never been limited by the scarcity around you. What I speak, I am able to fulfill. So now receive this word deeply. The stranger may be literal, or the stranger may be symbolic of the unexpected way I choose to answer. The transfer may be financial, or the transfer may be a release of favor, opportunity, healing, strength, strategy, or restoration. The 99 seconds may not be a number on a human clock, but a sign that the season of hesitation is closing and the season of readiness is opening. I am telling you that something is shifting. I am telling you that your heart must not remain asleep. I am telling you that what seemed impossible to you is not impossible to me. My child, do not be afraid of sudden goodness. Do not reject blessing because it arrives differently than you imagined. Do not dishonor the unfamiliar simply because it is unfamiliar. At the same time, do not lose your discernment. Stay close to me, and I will give you peace where something is true and caution where something is false. I will not leave you unguided. I will not send you into confusion. If you stay near my voice, you will know how to walk. So remember this final truth. The greatest transfer I desire for you is not merely money into your account, but confidence into your spirit, peace into your mind, wisdom into your decisions, healing into your heart, and faith into your future. For when those things are established in you, you will be able to carry every external blessing without losing yourself. And if I choose to send tangible increase as well, you will hold it with humility, gratitude, and purpose. Now rest in this. I am still your provider. I am still your defender. I am still the one who sees what others miss, hears what others ignore, and moves in ways others cannot predict. The countdown is not to your collapse. It is to your clarity. It is to your preparation. It is to your moment of recognizing that I was nearer than you thought. So stand still, stay awake, and trust me. What I send will come in the way I choose, at the time I choose, for the purpose I choose. And when it arrives, you will know that my hand has been upon you all along.